Hey Professor Madeline and classmates, my name is Sherika Shannon and today I'm going to present my signature assignment today. It's 3 parts as you all know, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with my journal entries. It's about 5 or 6 pages and you can see where each question has been typed in bold, so I will put this up to the camera. All of my answers are in red. I'm going to show those to you guys one more time, okay? Okay, as part of our instructions, you asked us to go through a few questions and read them. So I'm going to look at the binder and I'm going to provide you a couple answers to a few of my questions. The first question I want to look at is from Chapter 4 and it's question 1. And the question states, present 5 adjectives that describe your early childhood relationship to each parent. And then it has 4 corresponding questions. I'm first going to describe the adjectives and then we'll go through each question separately. The five adjectives that describe my early childhood relationship to my mother are as followed: affectionate, compassionate, straightforward, helpful, and dependable. The next is the 5 adjectives that describe my early childhood relationship to my father, and they are as followed: reliable, easygoing, impartial, helpful, and affectionate. The corresponding question is labeled A, and it says, why did you choose these adjectives? I chose the following adjectives because they were descriptive, which often created a vivid picture of my family dynamics in accordance to my mother and my father. The next question is part B, which states, to which parent did you feel the closest? My answer said that I felt the closest to my mother throughout my childhood. C, what did you do as a child when you were upset, hurt, or ill? And I responded, when I was upset, hurt, or ill as a child, I would cry. During those crying spells, I would often cry so hard that I would lose my breath, struggling to breathe. My parents often talked me through this, which made me feel better. And D, what do you remember about any separation that you experienced as a child? I don't remember a lot of separation from my parents as a child. I do recall one event, however, and my mother went to a Christian camp for women over a weekend. During that weekend, I had a softball event, and I remember I cried for her and remember sulking because she was not there. The next question I would like to speak about is question 2 in chapter 6. And this question states, describe what your friendships were like in elementary school. Did you have a best friend? What characteristics did he or she possess? The friendships I developed in elementary school focused primarily around same-sex classmates that were involved in similar activities and exhibited the same interests as I. For my best friend and I both played soccer, and we also bowled together. Through these friendships, I learned that the needs and perspectives of my friends must be considered as carefully as my own. This comes from Sullivan's theory. Furthermore, I did have a best friend. We met when I was around age 7 and we did a lot of the same things, as I mentioned before. We remained friends up until the latter years of high school. While thinking back on this friendship, it is clear to see that throughout our friendship we followed Sullivan's stages of friendships and levels of perspective-taking skills. Furthermore, the following list contains characteristics that my best friend possessed. Good communication, she was funny, she was sincere, she was understanding, trustworthy, athletic, dependable, and she was straightforward. The next question I'm going to focus on comes out of chapter 7, and it was question 3. And this is what the question states. Rate your level of self-esteem on a scale of 1, low, to 10, high, in the following areas: academic, physical appearance, social, which includes friendships and relationships, athletic and career success, and then rate each on a scale of 1, not important, to 10, very important, in terms of their significance to you. What are your biggest discrepancies? How do these discrepancies affect your overall self-esteem? to begin, I'm going to rate my level of self-esteem ratings. The first one is academic, and academic I rated my self-esteem as an 8. The next is physical appearance, as I rated a 4. Social friendships and relationships were rated a 2. Athletic was rated a 5, and career success was rated a 4. Significance ratings are according. Academic was a 10, physical appearance was a 6, social friendships and relationships was an 8, athletic was a 3, and career success was a 10. The biggest discrepancies I can see in terms of athleticism are in athleticism, social, friendships and relationships, and career success. Athleticism is not a big concern, therefore the overall discrepancy has little if no effect on my overall self-esteem. However, social well-being and career success are 2 areas in which alter my self-esteem significantly. As I gradually get older and my life begins to really take off, I often find myself lacking the confidence to continue past relationships, while also struggling to find my own identity and place within the professional realm. As I mentioned before, these 2 areas have a big discrepancy, and in my personal opinion, they are negative to my perspective of my overall self-esteem. In finishing, I would like to speak to one more question. The question in which I have decided to correspond with is in chapter 15, question 3. And this question asks, what kind of ceremony or funeral ritual would you like to have when you die? Why would you choose this particular type of ritual? I stated that when I die, I would like to have a Baptist funeral service. I chose this particular type of ritual as it's just a common thing in my religion. I also chose it because I believe this type of funeral service would provide my friends and family with closure, while also allowing my family and friends to celebrate in my joys of my life. As we continue on this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you my collage. So this is me collage. In this collage, I have myself, my family, my mom and dad, my fiance, friends, my beautiful little cousin, bowling, Lindsay Wilson's mascot, and I am a big supporter of Project Semicolon. So this is my collage, and I'll zoom in on a couple of the pictures for you guys. Okay, and the next thing we're going to look at is my life map, and I'll explain it as we go through it. I started off with a baby, and I stated my birthday, which is April 6, 1995. Obviously, that's a significant event because it's when I was born. The next thing I went to talk about was in 2003, I had hypothyroidism, which really affected me overall and my self-esteem. It made me gain weight. So once we found that out, I began to lose weight and felt more active, and really regained a lot of self-esteem that I had lost over a couple of years. In 2006, I dislocated my knee. I dislocated my knee at a cheer practice. So after that happened, I really lost my love for gymnastics, and I kind of stopped. The next significant event I listed was the passing of my uncle. This was the first experience that I had lost anybody, and it was a really tough time for me. As we go over, in the later year of 2009, I joined the high school bowling team. In 2013, I began to have cardiac problems, which really affected my identity. I had played soccer my whole life, and at that stage, it was my senior year, and I could no longer complete it because my heart just hurt too much to run and to do pretty much anything that required a lot of physical activity. With that being said, in 2013, I graduated from FCHS, which is Fleming County High School. I started college at Lindsay Wilson on a bowling scholarship after I won first place in the regional tournament. And the regional tournament I'm speaking about is bowling. So obviously, the extra time I took off from soccer really gave me a lot of time to practice bowling, and it really helped me succeed in getting into college. In 2015, I had a cardiac ablation, and in 2016, I had a pacemaker. Both of these really affected me because it took a lot of energy to complete college with that going on. I live 3 hours away, so those were really hard times for me, but I definitely made them through them because in 2017, I graduated from Lindsay Wilson College with honors. as we progress. In 2017, I also started this program, so I started my master's program, which I am completely excited about. And then in 2017, apparently it was a big year for me, I also got engaged to my boyfriend at that time of a year and a half. And in 2018, I experienced the passing of my college bowling coach. This was a recent experience, and it was the first person I had lost in terms of being an adult, and it was very hard and traumatic on me, and I very much miss him. As I continue over, this says, "This is my story," and it also says to be continued because there's a lot more left. I just want to say I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you have any questions, please get back to me. Thank you.